Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 15 of Happy Work TV. I am Chris Reimer, your intrepid host and the author of the book Happy Work. Whoosh. A business parable about the journey to teamwork, profit, and purpose. I blanked on the subtitle there for a minute. That's a cardinal sin for an author. Today, I want to talk to you about the next commitment in the series of commitments in this book of mine. The series of commitments is a work code of conduct called the Happy Work Agreement. The characters in my piece of fiction are working at such a horrible company that towards the end, they write this work code of conduct and attempt to superimpose it over the business, trying to shoehorn in a little bit of happiness into a workplace that sorely, desperately needed it. Sneak preview, it kind of worked. But again, I was the author, so I wrote it so that it worked. I do think that this is a series of commitments that real employers and real employees can read, and if you don't adopt all 46, there's going to be some in here that you like. Today is great because for the first 14 or so episodes of Happy Work TV, we've been focusing on the employer and the commitments that they are making to their employees. Today we switch gears. We are still talking about what I call respect for the work process, and today we start talking about some commitments that employees, entry-level, rank-and-file people, middle managers are going to make to their employers. It's funny, too, when I was trying to come up with the idea for a book, exploring just different ideas I wanted to express myself in the form of a business book, I had people tell me that I needed to choose sides, to polarize, be on one side or the other. Either write a book for the downtrodden, talking about how employers and managers are so unfair to us. And I was told maybe write a book for entrepreneurs, the people who are taking all those risks and, it's really lonely at the top. And I decided to write a book for both sides. So I did not take that advice as good as it might have been, because I feel like whether you're an employer, an owner, a manager, rank and file, when we drive to work Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday as it may be, we're all in this together. So I want us to try to be fair to each other. And here's where it starts. This is an employee making a commitment to an employer. Here it is. Well, crap, wrong page. I understand that my job is not a right nor a privilege. There's a little bit more, but that's basically it. So this, for me, comes from a point of good or bad attitude. So if you're an employee and you think that you are God's gift to the workplace, and you feel like no matter what happens, that you are irreplaceable, and that if something were to happen to dear old you after all of the years that you have toiled away at this company, and if something happened to you, the place would just fall apart. Let me tell you that at least in 99% of instances, you are wrong. I actually lived through this personally. I was unceremoniously removed from a job, my last accounting job, and I thought to myself, they are really going to struggle. I mean, I had the passwords to things. They didn't even ask for those. They just said, could you please leave the building and never come back? And I thought to myself, okay, I didn't really want to be here anyway, but don't you want to talk about some of the ways that I do things? Don't you want some passwords? No, just leave. And I thought to myself, this is going to be a real challenge for them. Guess what? They're still in business. So it might have been more difficult for them to pick up the pieces after they sacked me, but guess what? They figured it out. I had the wrong attitude about that situation. And here's the thing, too, to consider. If an employer comes to you and says, you're lucky to have a job here, I would say, screw you, buddy. That is not the lever of persuasion that you want to be pulling with me. That's not going to make me want to be here or work extra hours for you or, risk my self-esteem by bringing ideas to you, in the fear that you might shoot them down. This is not going to get us working together as a team. Well, guess what? If you're an employee and you have the attitude that your job is a right and you've been here for 10 years, so you deserve this, that, and the other, that is just not how the real world works. And honestly, it is not the way to join a team or build a team. So I don't want employers telling me I'm lucky to be there, and I don't want my employees telling me, you're lucky to have me. This is a really bad footing to be standing on, or to be starting a great team on. So you have been watching episode 15. I really appreciate the people who are viewing these videos. I would ask that you consider subscribing to my blog's email newsletter. If you do so, every single episode that I put up on the blog, frankly, every blog post that I put up, will be delivered to your email inbox by 8 a.m. Central the next day. And again, I'm Chris Reimer, author of the book Happy Work, coming out in just about 90 days. And I will see you next time, episode 16. Take care.